Hey guys, welcome to another product showcase video. Today's product comes to us from SUNBEAMTECH, and this is their Rheosmart 6 fan controller. Okay, let's have a closer look at the box. This is a pretty exciting new product out by SUNBEAMTECH, and one of the excellent features of it is their SmartWay controller of fans and airflows. You see some of the features here is their smart controls, PWM controls, which is your pulse width modulation controller. It has 6 separate channels. It does have a manual control as well as your PWM control, and max output of 30 watts per channel, which is huge. On the cover of the box they show the picture of the unit itself with kind of a front ventilated grill, metal grill. On the back we'll get into some more of the specifications where they explain to you about how you can run it through your PWM and do it either virtually or manually or through the motherboard's temperature controller. Some specifications on it. It is a PWM manual fan controller. Color is black. Material is aluminum and mesh. It is a 12 volt standard 4-pin connector. DC output is 0 volts to 12 volts DC. Max outputs is 30 watts by 6. 3-pin fan connectors are 6. Fan RPM knob 6. Compatibility for a 5 1/4 inch drive bay. Dimensions are 148 millimeter by 42 millimeter by 82 millimeter. Okay, let's open it up and see what comes in the box. Okay, the box itself comes with a large assortment of accessories. Included is your Rheosmart 6 fan controller manual, the fan controller itself. We have 2 3-pin males to 3-pin female connectors to connect your fans to the controller. We also have 2 single 3-pin males to 3-pin female connectors to connect fans. And it also comes with 2 of the old-fashioned 3-pin to 4-wire Molex connectors if you're running some of the older fans, like some of the Antec cases and stuff too. So you can connect them to the controller. And it also comes with your 4-pin extension to go right from your motherboard to the controller itself to run your power management. They also include a bag with 4 screws to mount it into your optical drive bay. And they also come with a little tiny sticker that you can put onto your case itself. Okay, I decided to measure the cables for you here, just give you some idea of the length on them, so you'll know whether they'll work in your case or you'll need extensions. Your PWM connector from the motherboard to the controller, these are about 2 feet long, 24 inches. Your red and black ones here for your 3-pin male to 3-pin female, these are about 22 inches long each. The 2 Molex connectors, these are 14 inches long. And then our dual 3-pin males to a single female, this is about 22 inches long, and it can also be extended out depending on how you connect it. And any number of these connectors can be hooked together to make them longer. For instance, if you have the Molex type, you could simply connect it to your fan and then use your 3-pin male and connect it to like the red one here to add another couple of feet of length to it. So it gives you a good variety of different connectors to use to make sure whatever type of case you have that you're going to have enough length of cable to get to where you need to. So let me move all this stuff aside and we'll have a closer look at the controller. Okay, now for the controller itself, you can kind of get a look at the mesh front on it. Pretty much made to coincide with a lot of your modern cases, like your InWind cases, Antec cases, Cooler Master cases that use a very similar type front cover on them, so it'll really match your case nicely. As you can see on the front, there's 6 individual knobs which can be used to control each fan separately, And there's also 6 push buttons. And what these push buttons will do is change you from your manual mode up to your pulse width modulation mode to let the motherboard control it itself. We will hook this up to a power supply before we're done here and kind of show you how that works. Inside of it, you can see it has nice big aluminum heat sinks on it to keep it cool. Very nice simple circuitry on the boards itself. It's very well built. They really went with a less is more type of configuration with it, where they didn't really fill it up with a lot of capacitors, a lot of things that could fail. They kept it nice and simple and clean, which I really like, which means there's less things to go wrong with it. It's probably going to last you a good long time. On the bottom of the controller itself, they included a foam panel here to keep the circuit board itself from being able to short out or touching anything metal on the case. On the back of it, we see our 4-pin connector for our PWM connector for the motherboard, as well as 6 3-pin connectors for your fans, and then a 4-pin Molex connector to power it. Okay, we have it plugged into a power supply here just to show you how this looks. You see the different colored LEDs. You have greens and reds. Red basically means you're on that PWM mode, that the motherboard is going to control these fans here. Green lights mean that it's going to be controlled manually. This particular fan here I have on this channel, and if I switch it over to the motherboard control, as you see, it's going to go off right now. This will only kick on when the motherboard controller tells it the temperature is up high enough and needs to run that fan. But if I want to run it manually and crank it all the way up, or even all the way to the off position, depending on what I'm doing with it, it's very handy that way, that it'll allow you to switch them individually on the channels, that not all of them have to be automatic or not all of them have to be manual. You can pick and choose which fans you want to be on automatic. So maybe some of your exhaust ones or what have you, you might want to have on all the time or adjust them manually. And then maybe some of your intakes you might want to have on automatic. So when the case temperature gets high enough, it'll actually kick them fans in and bring extra air into the system. Very nice feature. Very well built system. Very handy with the automatic and the manual controls. I know a lot of times when I'm gaming, it's kind of a pain that when you're getting ready to play a game, you have to crank up your controls, get everything nice and cool in the case, and then when you get back done gaming and you want to just read email or browse the web or whatever, you have to go and turn everything back down again, otherwise the noise is so obnoxious. So it's a very good idea they came up with to allow you to do this automatically and manually, so that you can set it once and basically forget it, go play games, do whatever you got to do. It's going to kick the fans in, keep everything cool, and then when you're done, it's going to quiet everything down for you. So that's going to be it for this product showcase. We want to thank SUNBEAMTECH for providing this item for our showcase. Once again, this was their Rheosmart 6 fan controller.